Hello, 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 and welcome to Walk Talk Health. If you want better brain health, heart health, lower blood pressure, better sugar blood levels, better LDL, and 5 more incredible health benefits, this is the walk for you. This is Garapata State Park, and this is Sobranes Canyon. What we're going to be doing today is covering those 10 incredible health benefits in some detail. We'll talk about how it achieves those things. We'll then talk about exactly what to look for in terms of extra virgin olive oil, how much to take, when to take it. You're going to get to enjoy the trail, and at the end of it we'll do the usual recap, and then we'll talk about what comes next. And I hope you get some benefit from it. I hope it helps you live longer, healthier. So number 1 of the 10 is heart health, and I think you'll agree that's pretty important. Heart disease still being the number 1 killer in the world, this is quite a big one. So extra virgin olive oil contains high levels of monounsaturated fats. Now these act within the body to reduce LDL, low dense liposomes, which get a bad rap as the cause of heart issues, but actually they're there to repair damage in the tissues, and it's the small dense LDL in fact that is the issue. So bringing those down whilst actually increasing and maintaining HDL, which everyone talks about as being the good cholesterol. And then it also has polyphenols in it, which reduces the inflammation associated with the build-up of plaque in the arteries. So the polyphenols are also very important from the point of view of heart health. That leads on nicely to number 2, which is once we've helped the heart, now we have to worry about blood pressure, because blood pressure in effect is a symptom of constricted arteries, and that in turn puts pressure on the heart, causing heart issues. So the aloic acid I mentioned a minute ago actually relaxes blood vessels. So that is arteries, capillaries, every blood vessel in the human body. Just stopping for a second, look at this little beautiful stream, and there's a gecko running across the wood, scaring him off. So by relaxing the blood vessels in our body, obviously the heart doesn't have to pump as hard to move blood around the body, and that's how it helps with blood pressure. It's also a very powerful antioxidant in it, so it reduces oxidative stress. Now that's important. When we do any bodily functions, breathing, eating, running, all those things, even brain power, we burn obviously ATP energy, and as a part of that process we release reactive oxygen species which cause oxidative stress in our body. It's literally almost like the body rusting from within. So that kind of oxidation can lead to inflammation, which in return can lead to higher blood pressure, etc. So reducing oxidation is a really big one. And studies have shown that just taking half a teaspoon a day of extra virgin olive oil can reduce blood pressure by 5 to 10 points. And that's pretty good, really, right, for a small dose per day. I just mentioned number 3, which is basically it's an anti-inflammatory. So how does it do this? So there's a chemical in the extra virgin olive oil called aleocanthal, and it basically mimics ibuprofen, which is obviously a painkiller that's popular on the market. In fact, in studies it was more effective than ibuprofen, which is pretty incredible. And what it does is it blocks things like COX enzymes, which are inflammatory, and it cuts the swelling, and that means it's great for things like joint pains, gut irritation, and even things like chronic pain. Extra olive oil can actually help with all of those. That's pretty amazing. Moving on to number 4, especially as we get older, this is a kind of big one, and that's brain protection. So we're looking at things like trying to prevent Alzheimer's, dementia, brain fog. We want to make sure we have clear thinking, even when we're younger. Obviously, keeping our brains healthy is important. So again, extra virgin olive oil helps immensely with this. Extra virgin olive oil contains something called polyphenols. And what they are is something that can cross the blood-brain barrier. And that is a special membrane that's supposed to stop things like contaminants and viruses and bacteria from getting into the brain, because we don't want that. But extra virgin olive oil can actually cross that barrier, and it therefore reduces the build-up in plaque. It's been found in studies, and plaque is something that we also get in our arteries that can cause things like heart attacks and strokes if it breaks off in the blood. It's also been found in studies to boost memory, and it's linked to Alzheimer's being reduced, or lower risk of Alzheimer's. That takes us on nicely to number 5, which is it's a powerful antioxidant. The way extra virgin olive oil acts as an antioxidant is through a high content of vitamin E, and also a compound called hydroxytyrosol. And both of these fight those free radicals I mentioned a minute ago. And what that does, it basically protects the cells from aging. And we know that when cells age, they increase the chances of things like cancer. Studies also show that this antioxidant effect can help with the likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes. That's pretty important. Moving on to number 6, and for me this is a big one, improving the health of our gut microbiome. The gut microbiome, just to establish that, is all the microbes that live literally from our mouth right the way down to when we poop out our food. So extra virgin olive oil achieves this by actually feeding the good bacteria. It reduces leaky gut. Now, leaky gut, because the intestines are only one cell thick, as I've mentioned in previous videos, it's easy for that to get tears. And if it does get tears, then things like toxins, bacteria, contaminants, all sorts of things that shouldn't pass into the blood can. So extra virgin olive oil actually helps to repair any tears or damage to the lining of our gut, which is excellent. It also, the polyphenols in it, they act like a prebiotic. So again, it's feeding those good bacteria that do all that amazing work for us and help us with our general health and well-being. Number 7, we're looking at blood sugar control. It achieves this by basically controlling and slowing down the carbs absorption. So what are carbs? They're things like bread, pasta, alcohol, anything that's processed into things like sweets, candy, that kind of thing. If we let the blood get thickened because of high sugar content, that can lead to things like clotting, and clotting can lead to things like heart attacks and strokes. Another amazing little stream, look at it, beautiful. Number 8, a popular one from the point of view of vanity really, but it's important to have good skin and good hair, and that's what it is. Number 8 is good skin and hair. This is a result of the vitamin E again, and the fats that we mentioned, the mono unsaturated fats, that they actually hydrate from inside the skin, and therefore they act as an anti-inflammatory, and in effect it actually calms the things like acne and eczema. Leading on to number 9, 2 more to go. I think you'll agree so far, 8 amazing health benefits. Number 9 I think is equally important for some in particular, and that's weight management. It achieves this by boosting the body's natural fat burning hormones, and it also plays a role in curbing our appetite. More on that later when we actually cover the when and how to take it. Okay, we've come to yet another water feature that we have to get past. This one could be tricky, there's no actual path, but it's pretty cool getting through here. Okay, we made it across. Had to stop filming because one or both of us are going to end up in that river if we hadn't stopped filming. But yeah, we've just come across there, and now we're heading off up what's like some steps, and looks like we're going right to the top of that. That'd be cool. So number 10, the final one, if you have not been impressed already by the previous 9, I certainly have, is helping to prevent cancer. Cancer being the #2 killer in the world. It's the polyphenols in extra virgin olive oil that trigger something known in science as cell death in tumours. So basically, the chemical itself, when it comes into contact with tumour cells, it encourages them to physically commit hara-kiri, to die. It's been found particularly powerful in both breast cancer and colon cancer, but it does work in a multitude of cancers. It's also worth mentioning that every human being on this planet is constantly producing micro stem cell cancers. They're the beginnings of what can turn into a tumour. All they need basically is a blood supply, and then that's when they become into something that's more deadly. Now, our body, through a process called autophagy, I did a video on that, normally hoovers those up, but definitely taking extra virgin olive oil will help kill those micro cancer cells off, in addition to the body's own immune defense. So that's got to be a good thing, hasn't it? So as promised, let's talk about some studies that back all this up. There are literally hundreds of studies out there proving all of this, but here's just a few that will hopefully reassure you that extra virgin olive oil is worth taking. So there was a research done in 2005 and 2023 into the benefits of this aleacanthal compound. It acts like ibuprofen, if you remember me saying earlier on, and it cuts inflammation markers. So when they look for markers in the blood of inflammation, which we know leads to disease, they were significantly reduced by taking extra virgin olive oil. A JAMA study in 2024 established that just half a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil a day reduced death by dementia-based death by 28%. That's pretty significant. And one right up to date in 2026 that's actually still ongoing, they were looking at the gut-brain connection, and they were looking at the microbiome in terms of how it affects both the gut and the brain. And what they discovered is that extra virgin olive oil boosted the microbiome diversity. So that's the number of different types of bacteria in the gut. Now, why is that important? Well, I want to refer you to something that was in recent news. A lady, oldest living lady in Spain, lived to 117 years and 128 days. Didn't quite make it to 118. But when she was 116 years old, incredible, can't even imagine that, she agreed to have things like her stool samples analysed, blood taken, and what they found in her stool samples in particular was an incredible diversity of good microbiome bacteria. Now, if we've got something like extra virgin olive oil feeding and helping to get that diversification, maybe we can get and match that. The other thing which is incredibly interesting for me, because of other supplements I already take, or other foods I already take, I should say, and I'm now going to put up a table. She kept a food diary as part of that investigation, which I'm going to put up on the screen now. Just take a look at it and see if you see anything that's taken on a regular daily basis that may have helped with that gut flora, gut bacteria, and helping her live to 117. I'll give you a second. Yep, for those eagle-eyed people amongst you, you'll notice that every day with her main meal, she took extra virgin olive oil, and she also took broth, bone broth. In fact, that's the video I did on my last walk and talk that had 8 incredible health benefits. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the extra virgin olive oil plus the bone broth played a big part in things like the microdiversity in her microbiome and her living to 117. But you make up your own mind. Okay, it's that time for me to ask for your help again. This channel is in no way monetized. Its sole purpose is for me to reach as many people as I can, people just like you, to help them on their health journey. So if you've got any benefit at all from this walk and talk or my previous walk and talks, can I please ask you to hit the like, subscribe and the bell notification if you want automatic notifications of future videos. Better still, can you leave a comment? Just tell me where in the world you're watching for. I'd love to see that. Or maybe ask a question about the topic we've covered today. Even better still, share this with other people to make sure that it gets spread. Basically, anything you can do to support the channel, I will greatly appreciate, but equally you're helping others by doing so. So by helping me, you're helping others, and so I thank you in advance. Thank you. So, when should we take olive oil? What type of olive oil? How much, etc. Let's get into that, because it's quite important to get these 10 amazing benefits. The first thing, as I've already mentioned, always go organic. Anything that's not organic has probably been heavily sprayed in pesticides and herbicides, and that inevitably will end up in the olive oil and do you more harm than good. Next thing, cold pressed, very important. If heat's used to extract the oil, it almost certainly will oxidize that oil and make it pretty much useless in terms of our health benefits. So we're looking for cold pressed. If you can get it, get first cold pressed. That means when the olives are first available or ready for pressing, when they're healthiest, that's what you want, first cold pressed. You can tell if you've got a good olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Yes, also looking for that extra virgin, not just olive oil. And if you get a good one, there's a chemical in olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, that actually will burn the back of your throat. It will stimulate the receptors that we have in there as part of our immune defense. That tells you that the olive oil is not only good, but it does temporarily activate our immune system, which is a good thing from the point of view of helping us trigger repair within the body. If you don't want to take it by mouth, I think it tastes delicious for what it's worth. You can, of course, do things like drizzle it over salads or food. Actually, we just came to another water feature, or shall I say water obstacle. This one also has a number of stones and rocks to try and walk over. So before we get into the recap, we seem to have got to the redwoods part of this trail, which is a real contrast, and I have to say it's beautiful here. Let me turn the camera around and show you a bit of what it looks like inside the redwoods. As you can see, this starts to climb up the hill through some amazing shaped redwoods. Beautiful trail. Again, can highly recommend it. So glad we came today. Hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Oh, phew, this is a bit of a climb. Quite steep through this section, but really enjoyable because the path weaves its way through all these amazing redwoods. More amazing trail. As you can see, there's kind of some work's been done here to provide steps, which is nice. Again, running along beside the river. Beautiful. Some gnarly old trees. My kind of walk. Evidently, we keep going on the path, we can get right to the top of there. Not sure we're going to go that far today, but so beautiful. Okay, let's do the recap. Number 1, heart health. We have monounsaturated fats, and we have that oleic acid. Both of those help reducing LDL cholesterol within the body. And then we have polyphenols that help reduce inflammation throughout our entire body and all the arteries and capillaries in our body. Number 2, lowering blood pressure. As a result of that reduction in inflammation, that oleic acid basically helps to calm down and relax the vessels, allowing blood to flow more freely, therefore reducing blood pressure, which again is actually a heart health benefit. Number 3, anti-inflammation. A big one, because we know chronic inflammation causes all major diseases. Basically, it helps block those inflammatory enzymes like COX, and as a result, inflammation throughout the whole body in studies has been measured to reduce significantly. Number 4, brain health. Polyphenols actually pass the blood-brain barrier. They help to reduce and remove plaque, and therefore reduce inflammation, leading to a lower risk of Alzheimer's and dementia generally. Number 5, antioxidant. The hydroxytyrosol plus the vitamin E help to eliminate free radicals that cause oxidation within the body. Number 6, gut health, good microbiome and diversification of microbiome. The polyphenols act as a prebiotic, feeding the gut microbes that actually help break down our food, so very important. Number 7, blood sugar control. By taking extra virgin olive oil, especially before a meal, it helps reduce the absorption of those carbohydrates into the body, turning into glucose. This in turn reduces insulin spikes, and as a result, the blood remains thinner, helping with the blood pressure we mentioned earlier on, but also preventing the likelihood of type 2 diabetes. Number 8, skin and hair. The vitamin E and the fats within extra virgin olive oil help to reduce inflammation within the skin and help it therefore look younger and fresher, and also with the hair. Number 9, weight loss. Because it helps with things like sugar absorption, that helps, but it also stimulates our body's natural fat burning hormones. And finally, number 10, helping to reduce the risk of cancer. Basically, the polyphenols in there help to encourage cell death within tumours, or to stop cancer forming in the first place by killing off those micro cancer cells that we produce on a regular daily basis through things like DNA damage. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this week's Walk and Talk. I certainly have. Beautiful new trail. I'll be coming back here for sure. I mentioned earlier on that the lady who lived to 117 took bone broth every day, and I believe that's part of the reason she lived so long. I did a video on that last time, number 3 in the Walk and Talk series. This is number 4. If you want to check out that video, check that out here. Please join me next time, where I'll be looking at another amazing food as Food is Medicine Walk and Talk series. Look forward to seeing you then. Hope this helps you live longer, healthier.